Hello, Aries. Welcome to your monthly reading for June 2025. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. Aries, first, if you are new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'm going to do your spread. After that, I break it down week by week. I pull my cards. I tell you a couple other aspects that are happening too. And then, of course, the second spread. But Aries, I want you to get really excited. We are here, the luckiest month of all of 2025, and I'm going to walk you through it, okay? And I actually do want you to think about just think about the year. Just think about, I brought this up last week. Think about 2025. If you want, you can go all the way back to December. You can go back to November. You can go back to October. It has been a year. We had back-to-back retrogrades. We had double retrogrades. We had an eclipse in your sign. We had the changing of the nodes. We even had Jupiter, the planet of luck and good fortune and wisdom and expansion. Jupiter was retrograde until February this year. It didn't even leave shadow until May. So the beginning of this year, yeah, things happened for you. Of course, there were still things happening for you. But when you had your ruling planet, Mars, retrograde, that wasn't really fun for you. There could have been a lot of slow energy. There could have been some heaviness, some fog, even those intense energies. It's gone now. So I want you to get excited. And everything started lifting for you mid-May. And it was a ramp up to this month, an epic buckle up. Your life is changing past the popcorn type of month. And June is going to be this launch pad into your new era, and you're going to see it because everything that's been happening for you. And I told you in your 2025 forecast, your annual forecast, that you are going to experience things you never have or will ever again in your lifetime around this time. Okay. And that is because Pluto is freshly new in Aquarius after 250 years. And you've got Saturn and Neptune that moved into your sign in just the past few weeks, the first time they've been together in your sign in 320 years. And you see this month, Jupiter, the planet of luck and optimism and wisdom and faith, expansion, abundance, moving into Cancer. That's not just Jupiter moving into another sign. I want that to be known. Jupiter's moving into Cancer where it's exalted, meaning out of all the signs, Jupiter does its best in Cancer, and every sign feels that. Jupiter offers the most blessings here, but that's not it. No, Jude, are you ready for this? I'm going to give you, I could give you a million reasons why this is like the luckiest month and the best month and a life-changing month. But as you know, the sun is going to be changing signs, right? We're going to move into Cancer season, the solstice, right? The moon, as you know, will change signs. It'll be in your signs. But Mercury is changing signs. Venus is changing signs. Mars, your ruler, is changing signs. You throw in Jupiter. I just mentioned Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, all just recently changed signs. Oh yeah, this is a month. That's every planet. And remember, when they change signs, some of them bear gifts, okay? And yeah, you didn't hear Uranus, did you? That's the only one. But what's happening the first week of July? Uranus is changing signs. The first time in 84 years. This is huge. That will be the fourth of the 4 outer planets changing signs in such a compressed period of time. Throw in Jupiter too, that's 5. I told you. I said 2025 is going to be a year nobody on Earth has ever seen. We haven't even gone, it's not even halfway through the year. June is going to be gangbusters. You're going to see this, right? It's going to be amazing. So I want you to get excited. You even throw the fact that there's 4, once a year rare aspects. We have every year, right? They all happen to be in June. We have a full moon in Sagittarius. It's a Jupiter ruled full moon. And as you know, at this point, I told you that new moon that we have in June, the last super moon, right? New super moon, one of the best of 2025. It will be conjuncting Jupiter. When was the last time you saw that? I mean, that's rare. And so this is a big month. Buckle up. Your life is changing. And in fact, it has been. I mean, you had Jupiter sextile Chiron. You've been going through that. You had Jupiter, speaking of Jupiter, right? You had Jupiter with the nodes, your destiny, your mission statement, all of that, everything that's been happening, especially mid-March, has brought you to this moment. All right. So remember, life is a miracle. You're going to see that ever so clearly this month with Jupiter front and center. Of course, everything is going to be changing, and I'll walk you through it. All right. And yes, it's the luckiest month. It doesn't mean that there won't be other lucky months throughout the year. It's just, did you hear everything that I just said? And I'm not even done. There's more, and I'm going to walk you through it. All right. You're going to see. It's up here. All right. And because it is the luckiest month, it doesn't mean there won't be challenging aspects. All right. I'll walk you through those too, but I want you to know June is your magic carpet ride. The universe is going to provide the magic. You got to make your carpet. You got to bring your carpet. All right. Now, I am just going to go over the highlights of June because there are nearly 30 major aspects. June is bonkers. So I did a June astrology overview live stream. I'll leave it at the end of the video or, in the description box. I talk a lot in that one too. I'm a Gemini rising. I can talk. So I'll leave that, just a lot more information about June that I'm not going to talk about here or even in your weekly forecasts. That's coming later. All right. Because a lot of it's in the beginning. And that's it. So watch that. I'll leave that for you. Just know that there's something big brewing for you in a big way, because even though Jupiter's moving into Cancer where it's exalted, that means Jupiter's in Gemini the first 9 days, right? At 29 degrees, that critical degree, that anaretic degree, that graduation, that culmination point. This is huge because of some of the aspects that Jupiter is having. And remember, Jupiter leaves you a parting gift. That is your third house. I mean, we'll talk about that, but that just amplifies this. All right. So let's jump in. By the way, actually not even on the whiteboard. And I think I told you in your last week's reading. Did you see that reading? It was bonkers, right? By the way, and also it was cut off at the end. I don't know how that happened. That was really weird. I didn't even, so I wrote in the description box, what the Queen of Cups means for you at the end. But if you are a tier 3 member, you saw the second spread, you know that I did clarify the 7 of Cups. And then you saw what else happened. So you know for a fact that things are going to change and things have already been. All right. So June 1st, don't forget Venus, Chiron, and Aries, the triple conjunction that's happening on June 1st. That's rare. All right. They're perfecting. Aries is Mars' sister. Chiron, the wounded healer. You got Venus, love, relationships, money. And guess where they're conjuncting? In your sign, Aries. So I talk more about that in that June astrology overview. The last thing is that please pay attention to what I say for the first, half, okay? Because I think I mentioned this in your reading last week. Maybe not. I did in the overview, the June astrology overview live stream. I'm going to see my family next week. I'm really excited for it. So I will be skipping the first half, first week. And I will be resuming when I get back. Okay. So really pay attention to the first week because I'm not going to do the weekly forecast of the first week. All right. And don't forget to read for your rising and your moon. That is really, really important, especially for this month, right? Remember all these planets changing signs, really, really big. So the first week, even for you, by the way, just to let you know, you have the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, Sedna, Hygeia, all of that, and you're in that Gemini area of your chart. They're all in Gemini, right? And so remember, Gemini rules your third house of communication and travel, launching new businesses, contracts, agreements, curiosity, all right? Doing new things, learning new things. Big time for you. Big time for you. All right. So you're going to feel that energy the first 9 days. Now, Wednesday, June 4th, you have Venus exile Jupiter. So this is one of the best days of the entire year. Okay. Especially for you. Why? Because you've got the two benefic planets, Venus and Jupiter, together in this sextile, which is, as you know, like this window of opportunity for you. Very, very positive at 29 degrees. So This is huge because Venus is also in your sign. Venus is in your sign, as you know, sextiling Jupiter in your third house. This is big. This is the planet of money and love and creativity and harmony and beauty with the planet of luck and expansion and wisdom. So this is at 29 degrees, bearing you a gift, right? You gotta take action for it, right? But the bigger picture here, why is it one of the best days of the year? Is because the same day Mercury will sextile Mars. What? So you got the 4 personal planets, the 4 inner planets, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, all in this enormously special aspects. That's amazing. Mars, your ruling planet, right? Mars in Leo in your 5th house of joy and pleasure and romance, true love, creativity, creative projects, children, right? Family, children, procreation. Y'all are gonna, some of y'all may be having babies. Jupiter expands, right? And here's the other thing is that you've got so much happening for you. Remember, Mercury's still here too. Mercury, all this Gemini energy in your 3rd house. So this is big. This is all 4 planets rolling out the red carpet for you, saying, hey, Aries, welcome to June. Okay? Now, just within a few hours after that, Venus will move into Taurus. That's going to be all month. And Venus rules Taurus. So Venus is now in her home where she does her best. This is comfort. This is your physical world. This is amazing. This is material possessions. This is money. Remember, Taurus is a finance sign. Venus rules Taurus. This is creativity as well, and love and self-worth and self-value and the things that you value. This is all month. This is in your 2nd house of money. Money. There's some money stuff happening here all month long that feels really good. And if you're not here for money, it is like your physical world, right? Your material possessions, things that you love, things that your heart desires. It's Venus, things that bring you pleasure. Okay. Now, why is this a big deal? Is because you see all month, basically from this point forward, I keep like slipping, my chair is broken. You got the 2 benefic planets, okay? You got Venus in Taurus, Venus at home in her domicile, Jupiter on the 9th, moving into his home, but where he's exalted, all right? So it's like Jupiter in his home, but on his rooftop deck by the pool, drinking a, Fanta. This is so exciting. So you see how this month is just so great. Now, on June 8th, you have Mercury conjunct Jupiter. There you go. There's a once a year rare aspect. You got Mercury with Jupiter? What? At 29 degrees in that 3rd house area of your chart? But Jupiter natively rules your 12th and your 9th or something here, very spiritual for you as well. But this is something that can bring really great news, business deals, like luck and good fortune and expansion with new businesses. There's this optimism with Jupiter, deals and contracts, conversations that you have. Again, this is really big. There's something culminating for something new. This is a conjunction. You're going to feel it days before, days after, and there is this level of learning something. And whether in your physical world, maybe you're going back to school, maybe you're learning something, maybe you're becoming a teacher. Remember, if you're here for your sun sign, I've told you this, sometimes if you're an Aries, sometimes what's happening here, it isn't about you. It's about the people in your life. That would be your rising, right? So it would be about maybe your partner, maybe your, BFF, maybe your mother, whatever it is, wherever that energy is. But for you, this is definitely, there's something you're learning. One of the reasons why is because it's Mercury and Jupiter, and they're related. Mercury is the physical mind, right? Jupiter is a higher mind. And so there's something here where you're evolving and you're seeing the big picture. That's what's happening here for yourself. Something's going to happen where you see the big picture, and it can be very spiritual for you. All in, you leaning toward your greater good, what you're seeking. Now, on that day, yeah, we're still on that day. Mercury moves into Cancer just, hours later. Mercury, the mind. Cancer, the heart, right? Heart and soul, the subconscious as well. This is such a big deal. So, for the next 2 weeks with Mercury in Cancer, two things. One, have that merging physical mind, higher mind. Okay. I've talked about hemisync, I've talked about that flow state. This is going to feel really good. This is, again, very spiritual for you, but also Cancer rules your fourth house. So there's gonna be a lot of emphasis and communications, conversations, maybe signing things, writing, researching, all of that with home and family. And that's what Cancer rules. Okay. Now, on this day, by the way, one big thing that's happening for you, it's not on the whiteboard, but we will have 3 squares this day as well. It is a big day. All right. Mercury will square Saturn and Neptune, and Venus will square Pluto. So, who's going to feel this a lot more than the other signs? It's going to be you. Saturn and Neptune are in your sign. All right. So, just keep that in mind. You may feel a little bit of a squeeze in terms of communicating with someone else, maybe not seeing eye to eye with someone else, or they may not be seeing eye to eye with you. So remember, be responsive, not reactive, trust your intuition, and you're going to be fine. All right. With Venus square Pluto, that's a whole other thing here. All right. Now, there may be something here for you. I would say like more 90%, where there is going to be something with a partnership or a relationship. Now, it can be love, or it can be career. It can be a friendship, right? With Pluto and Aquarius in your 11th house. All right. So there just may be something here with Venus square Pluto that is wanting too much power. That's wanting too much control. That's when relationships are really tested, because it can, there's elements of like jealousy, possessiveness, all that can come up. Okay. So just bear that in mind. It's all about compromise. Why is this even a bigger deal on this day? The moon will be in Scorpio. And if you're a subscriber, you know I've talked about the moon in Scorpio. It has a little kick to it. Yeah. A little bit of that intensity with emotions. Scorpio rules your 8th house. So that would be you and your personal transformation, but also your 8th house is partnerships and relationships, like a deep level here, and money. So when I look at what's going on for you, with the fact that you've got the moon in Scorpio, and the moon will conjunct Juno, Jupiter's wife, that's how big of a deal these asteroids, planetoids are, right? A lot of them being like female, that were reduced to planetoids, asteroids. So they are a big deal. Okay. I want you to know that. Juno, Jupiter's wife, all about the balance of power in partnerships and relationships and contracts and marriage and legal matters and all of that. Okay. So Juno is linked to Libra. All right. So as you know, Libra is your opposite sign. Partnerships, relationships. So when I say about 90% of Aries may feel a little bit of a squeeze here with another person, again, wherever you feel it in your life, you may feel it. And it can be something like, because it is you've got your 8th house, your 11th house, you're like Saturn, Neptune in your sign, all of that activated here. They just may be something like, maybe, I don't know, like a friend owes you money or something like that. So if that comes up, remember, just be mindful of the way that you communicate, vibrate at a high frequency, and you're going to be fine. Okay. Now, Monday, and this is one of the reasons why, because Monday, June 9th is the big day. You got Jupiter moving into Cancer. Jupiter has not been in Cancer since 2013, 2014. Think about what happened from June 2013 for a year. Okay. Until summer 2014. You are going to have similar patterns. Okay. Everything is cyclical. And now Jupiter is, again, moving into Cancer. That is your 4th house. So this is kind of a big deal. You are going, think about what happened for you around that time. You're going to have similar things happen. However, remember what's happening here. You didn't have Pluto in Aquarius back then. You didn't have Uranus and Gemini back then. You didn't have Saturn and Neptune in your sign back then. It's going to be very different. Very, very, very different. Like amazing. So There's definitely, Cancer rules the fourth house for you. So, home and family, significant other, loved ones, family, children, parents, grandparents, all of that. Okay? Ancestry, homeland, your home, real estate. Those are going to be big themes for you for an entire year. But Jupiter is Jove, king of the gods. He brings luck and good fortune and wisdom and blessing and promise of abundance for you in this area of your life. And Jupiter is, like I said, optimism, growth, and expansion through your life experiences to have that appreciation and gratitude, all in the name of becoming wiser. So this is really absolutely amazing. And that is going to be the big emphasis for you. All right. But also remember, the moon is Cancer's ruler, or the moon rules Cancer. So there is a level of, for you, again, when I look at what's happening for you, and you can't make this up, this is insane, that you're going to have a really big year in terms of emotional growth, intuition, becoming a lot more intuitive, and also just your life purpose will be a big, big thing for the next year. All right. Even maybe you as a mother, or, your relationship with your mother. We're talking about the moon here. Okay. Ceres is in your sign too. That's free. That's all year. Yeah. So I've talked about Ceres you have talked about Ceres. And we talk about the second spread, but just remember the home, family, the heart, soul. That's all this Cancerian energy. So emotional growth, higher purpose will be the biggest theme for you, especially around home, family. Cancer is almost like, it's also like mama bear energy, security, nurturing for a whole year. But you got this expansion. Now, this is what's bonkers when I see what's going on for you. Jupiter being exalted in Cancer, that's the theme that's happening for you too, right? All year. Jupiter natively rules Sagittarius and Pisces, all right? So Pisces, that's your 12th house, okay? And then Sagittarius is your 9th house. So those are the two most spiritual houses in the zodiac wheel. So that Sagittarius energy, that is that big picture energy, higher mind, spirituality, your belief system. That's Jupiter rules this area of your chart. So you're going to feel that. You're going to have this huge spiritual growth. And then you've got Jupiter, you're going to feel elements of that 12th house because Jupiter, is also the traditional ruler for the 12th house. Pisces, right? You got the North Node here all year. 12th house is healing. It's spirituality. You have Chiron in your sign. You're doing some healing that's been profoundly helping you. It's been amazing. And the 12th house is the subconscious. So a lot of unrooting things for you to continue to grow and learn from, things that, the subconscious is 90% of your brain, right? The conscious is what, 5-10%. And so remember, Jupiter is supporting you in this area. So you've just got a huge, wonderful year. It's insanely optimistic for you. All right? This karmic journey that you're on. So I want you to think about 2014, or I'm sorry, actually 2024 to 2025, when Jupiter was in Gemini for that entire year. Your third house, the mind, right? So communication, all of that. So everything that happened there from last year, you're now applying it for the next year. That's what these cycles are. You're moving on to this next stage. Just remember, you create your reality, all right? That's why we say life is what you make it. So use this. It's going to completely transform your life, and you will feel it really strongly. In June, Jupiter is the greater benefic. Think about that. The benefit, benefactor, beneficiary, goodness. So Jupiter, faith, belief, optimism, higher purpose. And yes, he will be connecting with all the other planets throughout the year. So you're going to have all these, moments of growth and expansion throughout the year, luck, in all areas of your life. Now, the big thing for you, Aries, okay? For June, and I really want you to pay attention to this part. Jupiter is moving into Cancer with Saturn, Neptune, and Ceres in your sign. Remember, that just happened. So that is a lot of cardinal energy. What does that mean? It's you stepping up. It's leadership. It's starting new things. Okay? Just in general, that's what it means, right? But this month, you will really feel it. You being a cardinal sign, right? It's like you want it. You want it. Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune will all be at that 0 to 1 degree point in June, which is those degrees of new beginnings. So when I say your life is changing, I mean, that's an understatement. That's an understatement for Aries this year, for this month. All right? All right. So are we clear on that? Aries, your life is changing, and I want you to get excited for this big life change. Now, and like I said, one more thing I'll tell you, Aries. Remember how I said I want you to think about like last September, just think about last fall till about like till about March, you know, when we had your eclipse in your sign, the last one for many years. If you recall, like I said, Mars, your ruler, was not only in Cancer, where he had no energy, he was also retrograde. It was very unusual to have Mars in Cancer for such a long time. Yeah? Last fall till about March. So Mars wasn't happy. Cancer wasn't happy. Mars in Cancer doesn't do well. Mars, again, he has like 2% energy. He brought delays. He brought you frustration, maybe heightened sensitivity, because Cancer is the crab. The pinchers do come out. And so there were things that you probably wanted that you couldn't get. Now, Mars is gone. Okay? Mars is out of Cancer. You know that. This is your ruler. So, Jupiter moving into Cancer. Jupiter's moving in and saying, oh, wow, Mars didn't give Aries anything here. Let me bring that expansion, that abundance, that luck, that growth. So do you see how big of this is a big month for you? It's a really big month. Now, June 10th, Mars will trine Chiron, but it's obviously going to have the biggest impact on you. Mars is your ruler. Chiron's in your sign right now for another year. So it's at that late degree, that 26 degrees I talk about in the live stream. But just know that there's some healing that's going to be done here. All right. Now, June 11th, full moon in Sagittarius on Wednesday. This is big. It's a Jupiter ruled full moon. So it's all about self-belief. It's all about faith. It's all about wisdom, optimism. I call this the full moon of epiphany. You're going to have a huge shift in perspective. All right. There's something ending. There's a turning. It's a full moon. There's a turning point here for something big. Remember, I talked about your life purpose? That's a Sagittarius full moon. Sagittarius rules your 9th house of the big picture. So let things illuminate. This is a great full moon to go within, to focus on your chi, your prana, your, kundalini, connecting with the ether, all of that. Because this will have the biggest impact on you, Aries. This is one of the best, okay? One of the best full moons. Because not only is it Jupiter ruled, Jupiter is conjuncting Mercury, right? Mercury will be sextiling Venus. You can't make that. This is just enormously special. There's something here that's really great for you. And I would not be surprised if you do get some great news around this time too, with Mercury so highly active, sextiling Venus in your 2nd house of money and income as well. And again, if you're not here for money, love, relationships, or self-worth, self-value, right? So really, really, really big. And if you want to think back to December 1st, sure. This corresponds to the new moon that we had in Sagittarius. But remember, back in December, there was a lot of other things that were happening that was just like, So either way, this one's really great. All right. Now, what I've been telling you for the past few months, right? Out with the old, in with the new. Okay? Good time with that full moon in Sagittarius, because look at the 15th, right? This is your first real test with Saturn. Now, this day can be a little bit challenging. You see, we got 3 squares on the 15th. That Sunday. Happy Father's Day. You got the first one here, Mars squaring Uranus. Yep. Remember, Mars is still square trining Chiron. That's really great for you. So Mars and Leo square Uranus and Taurus, two fixed signs, right? And when that happens, when they're in fixed signs, there's not a lot of flexibility. There's something here you have to face, all right? Now, this is your ruling planet in your fifth house of true love and romance, things that bring you pleasure and joy, as well as family, children, creative projects with Uranus and Taurus, your second house, income, salary, finances, things in your material world, right? As well as self-worth and self-value. So Mars, your ruling planet, can be like a laser. Uranus, the great awakener. Aquarius's ruling planet is like a bolt of lightning. So this is a day, and again, days before, days after, you may feel surprising moments, the unexpected revelations, surprising secrets, revelations, like that, things like that, okay? And it can be you, things that you're telling people. This is a lot of rebellious energy, Mars square Uranus. So keep that in mind. There may be something here, all right, with everything that I just said. But as I always tell you, use these aspects. You can always use these aspects, right? This is Uranus. And this can be very exhilarating for you, Mars square Uranus, as long as you use it. He just wants you to shake things up. Remember, Uranus has been trining your north node. You just had a Uranus Cazimi. You had those Uranus conjunctions. You're used to Uranus by now. All right, so just keep that in mind. This is going to be a big, big day for you. Uranus is all about your breakthroughs. Uranus is freedom. And so, again, use this aspect. Don't let it use you. Mars square Uranus is the Tower card, okay? But if you use it, it becomes the Star or the Fool. The Fool is attributed to the planet Uranus. So, the bigger thing here, Mars square Uranus, yeah, you're going to feel it. You definitely will. Everyone's going to feel it, okay? But it's fleeting. It's all about how you respond to situations and how you use this aspect, because the bigger picture here is Uranus trine Pluto. And I know there's a lot of new things that are happening this year, but we've talked about this many, many times, and it's going to feel a lot stronger in July, but this is for the entire year. When you've got Uranus trine Pluto, that's big. That's big. Pluto in Aquarius in your 11th house of your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, and dreams. So just keep that in mind. Again, there may be something here with friendships for you, or a group that you belong to. It is your 11th house, like allies, benefactors, your community. But either way, Mars and Uranus at this point, they're looking at you, Aries, and they're saying, wakey, wakey, wake up. Remember, this is Uranus can be like a wake-up call, and Mars is like really like, wake up. And when I say that, this is happening at 29 degrees. So they have a gift for you. They're like, hey, Aries, you want this gift? Well, you got to come get it. You got to get out of bed. You got to do something. I want you to shake things up, or just adapt to change that's happening in your life, and don't resist. That's all it's saying. Jupiter squares Saturn on that same day. This is great because it's the last one. We went through two of these. Remember, August and December. Now, you can look at your monthly forecast, because I talk a lot about it more then, all right? And in the June astrology overview as well. But it's the last one. Remember, Jupiter expands, Saturn restricts. How are you going to work with that energy? And this is about you. And this has to do with home and family, right? Saturn being in your sign. What did I say? Saturn in your sign. The biggest takeaway is wax on, wax off, practice patience. So there may be something testing your patience. Work with this energy. Jupiter square Neptune. That's with the lower expressions that can come up that I've talked about with Neptune, where it can be illusion, delusion, confusion, escapism, self-sabotage. But this is something testing your belief system, or vice versa, you testing someone else's. It can also be like wishful thinking, as in thinking you're going to get something, but you didn't put in the work. You didn't put in the effort. Yeah, Saturn's here. Remember, he makes you work for things. Saturn's all about tests, and, he tests you. but because he's karma. But remember, you work with this test, you pass, you get rewarded. So that's all this is. We'll talk about it more in your weekly forecast. Vibrate at high frequency. You're going to be fine. Just remember, this is something that is, it's our last one. So it's really exciting. Now, and then we go into, so it started December 2020. So if you want to think back, what happened in your life, December 2020? You know what happened around the world, right? Okay, so now we go through that cycle. That was the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction that happened in Aquarius. Aquarius, humanity, right? So you see how this has that impact. Anyway, this is part of a 20-year cycle, Jupiter square Saturn. We're finally coming out of it. This is the last one. And then we move into Jupiter trine Saturn. So again, you work with this energy. You're getting a big reward with Jupiter trine Saturn. That'll be next year, by the way. Now, Tuesday on the 17th, I really like this for you. Mars moving into Virgo. That's big. You're going to feel this because it's so different from Mars and Leo. So you're going to have Mars and Virgo here for the first time in 2 years. And Mars is going to be here in Virgo for 2 months. There's definitely going to be, you're going to feel a shift. And it's going to be a little bit more grounded. That's Virgo energy, okay? A little bit, it's very like practical energy. A lot of focus and energy on your health and your work, all right? Your everyday activities. It is your 6th house. So Mars is your ruler. Like you're really going to feel this, but it's more like excitement. There's something like you're ready to take some of the great things on, okay? So especially coming after Mars just not, just retrograde for so long, and in Cancer. But I love this for you. Use it. It's also pets. Some of y'all may be getting pets. The other thing is you're still in this window of just something that you may sign. It just may happen, all right? If it hasn't happened in the beginning of the month, because remember, Mercury is the ruler for Virgo too. Now, the other thing is you are, there may be something, I talk about it. You know what? Let's just keep going because I'm looking at the time. June, so basically there's something really big happening on June 18th. I talk about it in the June overview live stream. Now, Friday, June 20th, we move into Cancer season. Happy summer. It's a solstice. Obviously, we'll talk about this a lot more in your weekly forecast. Happy winter if you're in the southern hemisphere. This is a big deal for the next 4 weeks. Remember, I said you're going to have a lot of emphasis on home and family. Well, now that's like doubling down here because you've got Mercury, the sun, and Jupiter in that area of your life, okay? In your 4th house. You have a stellium here of these planets. So it's like a spotlight. But it's all about, remember, it's willpower. It's your emotional growth, your spiritual growth, your higher purpose, confidence, and again, something changing your mindset about something. It is really, really nice. And then you see Mars is going to sextile Jupiter. It's absolutely amazing. You're going to have big changes. When I look at your chart, I'm like, Aries is going to have, really, really big changes. That's your ruling planet with Jupiter. When was it? Can you tell me the last time Mars sextiled Jupiter? No, right? It's been a while. And this, we don't even get next year. We have to wait until September 2027 for Mars sextile Jupiter. Use this. Okay? This is going to be big. There's something really expanding something in terms of what you want. It's a charge up to what's happening the 24th. June 24th, the sun conjunct Jupiter. This is the aspect. It's the sun and Jupiter. It's a conjunction. It's powerful. It's setting up this new cycle for you. Okay? You're going to feel it. It's going to be very amazing. And again, it's happening in that Cancer area of your chart, but also, you get those vibrations of the 9th house and the 12th house, very spiritual, higher mind, life purpose, things like that. Even travel. I would not be surprised if some of y'all are planning a trip, going on a big trip, meeting people, foreign people from foreign lands, foreign cultures, publishing, broadcasting. I honestly would not be surprised if those are things that you're bringing into your life right now. And again, the big thing for you would be education. Some of y'all are becoming teachers, role models, CEOs, bosses, whatever it is. There's this authority in you coming out when you throw Saturn and Neptune now in your sign as well. Lots happening for you, Aries. But when you've got June 24th, the Jupiter Cazimi setting up this new cycle at the same time on June 25th, when you've got that new moon in Cancer. So basically on top of each other. That new moon's happening at 6:30 a.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. They're basically on top of each other with the luckiest aspect of the year with the new moon in Cancer that's conjuncting Jupiter. You haven't seen Jupiter conjunct a new moon since 2022, okay? But that was nebulous for you. That was your 12th house. So to be honest, you haven't had a Jupiter conjunct new moon that you actually felt in your real world, right? In a really long time. So this is going to be memorable. Plant seeds, set intentions. We'll talk about it more in your weekly forecast. Remember, it's a super new moon. It's a new super moon. And on top of that, yeah, you got Mercury sextile Uranus at that same time. So you got the sun sextile Mars at that same time. Right? So there's something really big here. Breakthrough, something with money. There's something here with work. There's something here with health. All great things. Home and family, all great things. Not on the whiteboard, you got Mercury trining Saturn and Neptune in your sign. This is going to be 1 week you'll never forget. It's amazing. All right, so Aries, and then you see Mercury moves into Leo too at the end of the month. That's going to be great. That just means, you know how you had Mars in Leo the past 2 months? Even though Mars is leaving your 5th house, Mercury's now coming up in that house, and it's going to continue activity in that house of joy and pleasure and true love and romance and creative projects, everything I mentioned earlier. Let's get started. Aries, big month. Let's see what's going on for you, Aries, sun, moon, and rising for June 2025. Okay, so Aries, all right, so Aries, y'all are amazing. I do a traditional cultic crest spread, offers the best overview. Y'all crack me up. This is one of those days where I'm just like, oh my goodness. I look at your chart. I look at what's going on for you. I was like, I don't even know how to, there's just, everything that I told you is only half the story. This is such a big month for you. Anyway, what was I? So I do a yes, all of that. And then, if we're going to pull clarifiers, we will. All right, Aries, I love y'all. Let's get started. Oh my gosh. That's all I got to say is you're good. You're 1000% good. You got some big decision to make. Other than that, you see what's happening here? Yeah. You got strength. Of course you got strength. That's amazing. Remember, you're already feeling that energy. Saturn moving into your sign with Neptune at the same time. But don't forget, I don't even know if did I tell you this last week? I know for a fact I mentioned it in the June astrology overview. You've got Saturn, Neptune, and Ceres in your sign, right? Freshly new. You also have Aries, right? You have Chiron. You have 8 things in your sign right now. And they're all aspecting other planets. It's big. What you're going through this month is big. That's you, okay? It's that brave, that inner courage. It feels good, right? You moving into June, already feeling nothing is impossible, okay? You see the symbol of infinity over her head? There's only one of 2 people in all of tarot that got that, all right? So this is tapping into that source where you find that strength. That's what you're going to be doing. That true Aries spirit. I love this because look at what that does. That confidence, that courage. You got the Ace of Pentacles and the heart of your spread. Now, if you remember your last week's reading, Yeah. So you see the power of manifestation? There you go. When I say you got something really big new happening in your life this month, you got the Ace of Pentacles on the heart of your spread. Okay? This is big. You see, it's a new path for you. So it's a hand of spirit offering you the biggest pentacle. You see the 5-pointed star here. That's big. That's linked to, we can go back to Mesopotamian times. All right. Linked to the vault of heaven. It's the golden ratio. It's consciousness. It's prosperity. It's everything. It's your physical world too. I told you, you got Venus and Taurus here all month. Like there's things coming into your world. That's you. That golden pathway. Look at the archway. I pointed out last week. This is gateway. You're good. You're absolutely good. Aces, new beginnings, new opportunities, new cycles. There you go. All right. So money, wealth. I mean, it could be a new job, new career, you starting a business. It could be you having a baby. It could be anything, but it's new and it's prosperous. Now, 7 of Pentacles. All right. I actually like that because this is showing you're coming out of something where it's like, no more doubts. I've made my decision about this, moving forward, or something in your world happens that, remember, it's Jupiter, very active. So bringing you luck, right? So this is really great because 7 of Pentacles, that's a Taurus card. Remember, you got Venus in Taurus from June 4th for the entire month, okay? In your second house of money and finances. So this is showing that, yeah, take some time. I already feel like you're already doing it. What is that? Take that moment. Like, okay, what do I have to do to get on this path? Or whatever path I'm on now, I can't be on it anymore. I need this change. Manifest it. Make it happen. You create your reality, right? But that's what I'm saying. A lot of y'all are going to be doing it already. You're coming out of this place of pause and looking back at the past and thinking, is this what I want? Or why do I not feel like this has grown in my world? Things that I've put, invested in, like heart and soul. And again, pentacles are your physical world. It can be a relationship. Yeah. It can be a job. It can be a career, whatever resonates with you. The second thing is there may be someone in your life that may be on the fence with something that you are doing that's new, that you have to have a conversation with. It can be family. It can be your lover. It can be a boss, whatever it is. Just remember, you have a lot of power. All right. That balance of power. I love these 2 6s, okay? In your crown, in the root of your spread. 6 is all that harmony. And remember, I said this could be a very social month. Did I say that for y'all? You're going to be meeting new people. There's new people coming into your life this month for sure. 1,000%. When I see what's going on for y'all, again, there's just so much happening in June. You have the 6 of Cups in your crown. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. This is you already, but you can see that what's happening here. This is a card of like kindness and just harmony and tapping into your inner child. Long hair, no care. This is the biggest house in tarot. Okay. Offering comfort, security, protection, all of that. Remember, you've got a lot of home and family energy. It's going to be on your mind anyway. You're going to be thinking about it anyway. But in all capacities, it's cups. So in terms of relationships and love and wherever that energy is, cups are intuition as well. But this is, again, it's like, yes, like I don't have to feel like I have my guard up, and it feels good because you're getting that attention that you're seeking, that you deserve, right? With the 6 of Wands and the root of your spread. And this is a card of recognition. It's a card of accomplishments. It's a card of victory, eminence. You're going to be feeling that this month. And it's a procession. That horse is, it's not stuck there. It's moving. So you're moving into it, and it just means there's more to come. You're good. You got the 2 of Swords in your future. You got to there's something here. But you see what's happening here. It's almost like there's a opportunity that comes through where, a second phase of something. And it's just like, okay, let me trust my intuition. Let me really go deep to figure out what I want next. Okay. That's all it is. So It may have to do with partnerships or relationship, but there is something here. You got to go. It's like quiet the mind and go within, be in touch with your emotions and your intuition, and everything will come through, and you'll be able to take off that blindfold. Okay. So, but a lot of it is because there is something like a new opportunity. So it's like choosing between the two. Let's get to your stuff. Aries, y'all are amazing. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. I wish I could. There's so much happening for you, Aries, but I just want you to know, A, yes, this is a life-changing month. And B, I'm very excited for you. This is going to be an amazing month. All right, let's get, yeah. This, I just, everything is happening. Everything is happening for you. I mean, you're really good. I'll give you, I'll give you a mic drop. Page of Pentacles. Absolutely. Look at that. You want it, you're going to have it. Okay. Remember, it's all about energy. Okay. You're at a 10. This is really great. Like I said, there's something new that's coming through. And then when I look at there's something about learning something new, being in a new role, ascending in a role. There's something here where it's really gratifying. Okay. So continue to look for those new opportunities. And remember, when I say that, they're already there, right? So don't get caught up in if there's with some of these squares that can pull you into that low energy frequency. If you get caught in that frequency, it's hard for you to see those things that are there or get them, right? So anyway, you're really good. Page of Pentacles, he's actually like, out of all the pages, like the biggest student. Like he loves learning. And you see that there's something here where it's rooting up for you, okay? Something fresh and new. That's what pages are, with that Ace of Pentacles as well. So something rooting up in your physical world. You have another Pentacles. You have the Eight of Pentacles here. So that's really great. And this is, remember what I said, practice that patience. That's what this is. Wax on, wax off. That's what this is. Honing in on your craft. Being dedicated and diligent and working toward your goals and your legacy. And he is successful. He's going to make it. So this is really great. It does look like there is some big shift with work or money. Maybe you starting a side gig, side hustle. Maybe even I said like maybe a podcast or so. There's something here that you're going to be very committed to that I really love. I think I mentioned partnerships and relationships as well. I know I'm losing my voice. That's another thing here too. A lot of y'all, there's going to be something that you are in it to win it with someone who is just so there with you. Okay. Building, like going toward this huge goal. And remember, Pentacles are your physical reality. It doesn't have to be work and career. If you're not here for that, it can be you building like upon a relationship, or you know what I mean? Like Temperance, amazing. Okay. Like I said, that full moon in Sagittarius, please pay attention to that. That one's so big for you. That one's such a big, remember, all shift in perspective. Huge, like illuminating your life purpose. It's a big one. Temperance is Sagittarius. And another card that's very like, practice patience. He's saying, listen, you have an archangel here saying, you're on a path. We're opening up this really great path for you. And you're going to get to any finish line. So don't worry about it. You're going to be good. All right. And it already feels like you already know that moving in, right? It's amazing. Final outcome, Page of Cups. There you go. All right. You got these two pages. You have that ace. You're good. Page of Cups. This is you just following your bliss. This is you just going after something new. And you see that there's something new coming into your life. Yeah, it can be a person. Yeah, definitely 1000%, right? It could also be a big message. It could be, even intuitively, right? Something that is, again, all about that perspective, but heart and soul too, that Cancerian energy. Page of Cups, this is really amazing. He is a messenger, right? But the Page of Cups is just you. Like he wears his heart on his sleeve. This is you. Like, what does your soul want? But there's definitely something new happening for you. Now, let's break it down week by week. First week. First week, I really, June 1st is going to be a really big day for you with Venus, Aries, and Chiron all conjuncting in your sign. But June 4th, right? Venus, exile Jupiter. You have Mars, exile Mercury. Really big day. Okay? Mercury moving into Cancer. Really big week. Let's see what's going on for you the first week of June. You got the Seven of Wands. All right. So, yeah, there is going to be something here. Remember, you also have those squares. Actually, that was the week where Mercury conjunct Jupiter, too. Yeah. So, you've got those squares. Just be mindful. All right. Because it does look like there may be some people. Remember, I talked Venus squaring Pluto, too. It can bring up like elements of like jealousy and things like that. And I'm not saying it's you. I'm saying there may be some people jealous of you. And you maybe even it could be, I mean, work is coming up really strong. So it could just be like something there. Remember, you have the Six of Wands in the root of your spread. First week, Seven of Wands. So the very first week, remember, don't be defensive. Be open to communication. Be responsive, not reactive. You're on a karmic journey. Take those karmic actions. But the good news is he's standing at the top of the hill. He's victorious. He's the one who has the advantage. So remember, it's how you work with that energy. So again, there may be some people that want what you have, or you're getting something that other people have, right? That it just keep that in mind. And stand your ground. That's all about drawing a line in the sand. Okay. Saturn in your sign anyway. Saturn's all about boundaries, right? We talked about in the second spread last week. Now let's talk about next week, second week. You've got, big one. You got Jupiter moving into Cancer. You got Mars trying Chiron. You got that full moon in Sagittarius. There's a lot happening. Let's see what's going on for the second week of June. There you go. When I talk about manifesting, you're good. So that partnership energy, even though you actually don't really have anything happen, it's just coming up strong for me. All right. You do have Mars and Leo, but Juno is going to be a big thing. Okay. So remember I talked about Juno, and then there you go. You got this is what we call like the twin flame card, the true love card, right? This is it. You've got Mars and Leo here in your fifth house, right? But then remember, Mercury picks up the baton, moves in there. But this is really great. It can be with, the fact that Venus is in Taurus, but Venus natively rules your seventh house. There you go. Okay. So partnerships, relationships, it can be love. It can be career. It can be platonic. There's something here that's new, that's forming. That's really nice. Okay. Home and family matters. Heavy emphasis there. Now, third week, Mars and Virgo. That's going to be really big. We move into Cancer season. We have those squares too, but this is such a big month. We have the Sun square Saturn as well. We'll talk about that when we get there. Let's see what's going on for you for the third week of June. Oh, look at that. You got the Three of Swords. There's her ending, right? There's that, the Two of Swords and Three of Swords, right? So there's going to be something here where there's got to be something that you may have to do that will have an impact on someone else, right? That could be emotionally impactful on them or vice versa. But in the end, you see you had bigger plans anyway. So you've got to be the one to be in charge of your destiny, creating your realities, right? Keep that in mind. You got these two. This card is attributed to Libra. It's Saturn and Libra. And remember, it's the Three of Swords. So yeah, it looks like what we call it the heartbreak card. It's a sword suit. It's up here. It's all about your mindset. Remember, you're going to have a shift. Even with this card, right? You see that it's raining. It's cloudy. You can see it as, when it rains, it pours. Or after the rainstorm comes a rainbow. This was necessary. Remember, any challenges that you go through, it makes you stronger. That's how you grow. what I say Jupiter in Cancer is emotional growth, life purpose. And so there's something that you're learning from that third week. All right. With that Three of Swords. And yeah, I'll clarify it. There's that third week is, by the way, remember with those squares too. Yeah, Nine of Swords. It's something that it looks like two things here. One is someone to you, okay? The other thing is there can be a little bit of overthinking, overanalyzing with that Nine of Swords. Based on that, you've got to leave it in the past and learn and grow from whatever experience that was. Because once again, you've got some things waiting for you on the other side, right? And this, very interesting. I feel it doesn't have to do with that. It's like there's just something else. Remember these options and opportunities. But that is very interesting because that's also saying there may be something that happens where if it does happen, don't let it get to your head. Don't let it get to your head. That's what these squares are going to do, which I talk more about in the June overview. I'll do one more. I want to see after that Nine of Swords, actually, for you. Let's just see. The Emperor. You're going to be fine. As long as you don't overthink, don't overanalyze, it looks like there may be something that you do where kind of afterward you're second guessing yourself and you're like, did I make the right choice, right? Or there's something that happens. It has an emotional impact on you as well. Got that Emperor. Again, what did I say? Anything that you go through, use it to make you stronger. Use it to feel empowered. Learn from it. All part of your growth. This is your card, the Emperor. So it's you. This was necessary for you to sit in that throne again. All right? So really great. Also, there may be something here as you being there's something coming out of this where you're just coming out on top. All right? Just, you can make it easier for you if you don't overthink, don't overanalyze, and always try to compromise. Now, the last week, the luckiest week for Aries. Yeah, you got the Knight of Swords. So you see what happens there? If you can work with those swords all up here, you got the Emperor and then you got the Knight of Swords, where it's just like, boom, I'm fearless energy. Yeah, coming after that Emperor. Fearless. He's actually going into the storm. You can see that here. This is bold. This is courageous. This is up here, like unstoppable. You're good. So yeah, there may be something mid-month with the Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune square, Mars squaring Uranus. But otherwise, you're great. All right. So, Aries, thanks so much. Next week, yeah, you know what's going on. And second spread, we will get into it. I'm going to look at love. I'm going to look at career. We'll look at a bunch of other things and maybe we're going to pull more cards. All right. If you like this reading, it would be great if you'd like, subscribe, leave comments. Aries, y'all are amazing. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.